Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I am frankly FM84. A big thank you for coming back and choosing another one of my videos right here on YouTube. So if you've been with us across the past couple of days, you will have seen we are in season 3 of the Paris FC rebuild. Yesterday we had stopped at the winter transfer window closing. It meant that we were in the final push to the end of the season. Today we have completed season 3. It's the 1st of June 2024 and we are about to show you what has happened in the end of season 3. So there is a little spoiler if you can spot it. You can see we have had a good season. Let's jump onto the competitions tab and just give you a brief overview of that before we fill in the other blanks. We finished 3rd, qualified for the Champions League, 64 points, only 2 behind Marseille, a long way behind Paris Saint-Germain, but a lot of teams are, even Marseille coming nowhere near it. But how proud to finish 3rd in Ligue 1 at the second time of asking. Yeah, it's been a really good season. You can see there that we still only drew 1 game the entirety of the season. A win-loss record of 21-1 and 12. We did improve the goal difference, and we will fill those blanks in just a moment. The Coupe de France, we were knocked out in the 11th round by En Avant Guingamp. So let's show you, what should we do first? Let's do the schedule first, and then we'll start filling in some blanks. So when we left yesterday, we were at the point of losing to Guingamp on penalties, and then we played some really good football to start us off in February. So 5-3 win on the road at Lyon, goals from Ugachukwu, Jabi, Mara and Nasala Makengo. Rennes, we swept them aside 2-0 as well, with 2 goals from Diaby Fadiga. Nantes got turned over 3-1 with goals from Pintor and Fadiga. Le Havre we beat 3-0, goals from Pintor, Jabi and Ugachukwu. And then we got slammed by our noisy neighbours. Yes, PSG come across the park. They beat us soundly 4-0. Skamaka and Lewandowski. Yeah, let's move on. We bounced back in style. 5-2 victory against Marseille was next. Pintor, Fadiga and Jabi with the goals there. We then beat Nice 2-0 with goals from Fadiga and Mara. We then surprisingly lost to Bordeaux 4-2. Got absolutely played off the park in this game. Not too sure what had happened or why, but out of the blue, we just played absolute trash football. Reims we beat 3-0, Lorient we beat 1-0, Strasbourg we beat 2-1. And that made us look like we were going to have a really good run to the end of the season. And then it got patchy as anything. Firstly, we lost to St Etienne 3-2. Goals from Ugachukwu and Mara for us were not enough because Mariki scored a hat-trick, one with a penalty, and they took 3 points off us. We then battered Lens 4-1. Goals from Makengo, Pintor, Jabi and Ugachukwu. And we got back to winning ways before we turned up at Monaco and got turned over in Monaco. Boadou scoring the goal that took 3 points back for Monaco. And then finally, to wrap the season up, we had a 3-2 win against Toulouse. Fadiga, Kathleen and Makengo getting goals. Makengo, for a defender who is not the tallest, scores a lot of headed corners. I have noticed that. So an exciting running to the end of the season. Let's go and show you the finances as to what's going to happen for next season. We'll go up through the club vision and then we will work our way back to the competitions tab to run you through everything that happened in Ligue 1. So next season's transfer budget is £3.3 million. This is really going to hurt because we're going to have a team that potentially could make the Champions League group stage, and they really aren't going to be good enough to be playing there. Wage budget 224,213 we are spending already. The bank balance is £5.1 million. In terms of the club vision then, we are untouchable as a manager. We have an A-, but they are still devastated about not developing players through the club's youth system. I suppose with them spending the money on the upgrades for the youth system and the training facilities, they are going to be pretty annoyed they're not getting a great return on investment. Play counter-attacking football, they are pleased with that. Sign players from the lower levels of domestic game. Now they're very disappointed. They were absolutely delighted the whole way through the season. I think they finally caught up with the fact that they were just giving us praise for not fulfilling that. Play entertaining football, please. Play attacking football, now reserved judgment. So work within the wage budget. We had to move it around. We had to move some money from left to right and kind of wangle our way through it, but we did get there and we did work within the wage budget, which is pretty decent. Sign players to sell for a profit. They are devastated. We do not have the kind of players that they want at the club to do that with. We are selling players for a small profit, if any. Well, I was going to say a lot, but there are a few players that have left the club for less than we signed them for. So they're probably right to be devastated about that, but it's something we can work on. Minimum 2-year contracts for first team players. They are not judging. Going forwards then, by the end of next season, they want to fight bravely against relegation in Ligue 1. They want to reach the third qualifying round at a minimum. So not over ambitious. They actually want to do well in the competition, and they're not expecting us to say get to the first knockout stage. They just want us to reach a sensible level within the competition. So that's perfectly fine and perfectly fair off the board. So then by the end of the 25-26 season, they just want to stay in the league. We will have a contract renewal before then. I think we will achieve that quite simple. Let's go then to the competitions tab and have a look at the Liga 1 Uber Eats table. We can see the final finishing positions. I don't know why I always catch that button. Final finishing positions then. Paris Saint-Germain winning the league with 82 points, losing 4 games along the way. A goal difference of 72. Marseille finishing in second place with 66 points, a goal difference of 24. And then there's ourselves, 34 played, 21 won, 1 drawn, 12 lost, 15 goal difference and 64 points on the board. Only a point ahead of Nice, but there is a long way back to Rennes, who at one point were challenging PSG. I think in yesterday's video they were second and only a couple of points behind PSG. So how the season has unravelled for Rennes. Let's look at some player stats then. And as usual, let's run through all of these categories. In terms of top goal scorers, this is obviously where we're lacking. We are not represented. And Lewandowski at the age of 35 is still banging in 32 goals a season. Most assists, that's the wrong button, didn't mean to click that. Most assists, as you've just seen, went to Ruslan Malinovsky, 12 assists across the season. But Johan Kathleen has come in, and from only 18 appearances, he has 9 assists. So when you probably ratio it out, that Malinovsky has got 12 from 32, and our player has got 9 from 18. I think Kathleen, with a full season on his belt, would have actually won that award. Most shots goes to Benteke. Nothing unpredictable about that, but he has actually scored 20 goals in French football, so that's a bit unpredictable because he doesn't score many in the English league anymore. We're not represented in the category though. In terms of player of the match awards, Lewandowski is the king of that too. Most key passes went to Ruslan Malinovsky, and again he leads the way from Neymar, Mori, Lafi and Cabot. 139 key passes from 32 appearances is a decent amount. Best pass completion is not really important. Lauren Abigail has stayed top of this category. Most tackles won all season, 98 from 27 games. Although look who's in second, Richard, 85 tackles won and 28 appearances. A stellar job done by our player. Most dribbles made, not represented here, but Paul Lirola hangs on, 112 from 32 appearances. Most clean sheets then, Larsuna wins that, 17 clean sheets. Donnarumma 16, Pau Lopez 13, and again our goalkeeper coming nowhere near that. In terms of XG prevented though, Stefan Bajic is on that list. He's second with 7.92. In terms of yellow cards, Johan Hadjam and Makengo both getting themselves 11. Average minutes per goal, Lewandowski is miles ahead of everybody else. And mistakes leading to goal, Bajic is on 3, which is interesting because I think he was on 3 yesterday. So maybe in the second half of the season, he managed to calm himself down. Let's have a little look at the assistant report then. Going into season 4, let's see what they think is our best lineup and where we need to improve. Bajic in goal, Hadjam, Makengo, Ndiaye and Richard. Got Bondo, Jabi and Ugachukwu, Tremoni, Pintor and Mara up top. So I've got a feeling that up top we're sound. We probably could do with an out-and-out IF, a player who's going to come in and score a lot of goals from that position, because I've got a feeling that is where we are lacking behind, certainly in the goal difference. Up front, there's no problems whatsoever, because if I show you Mara himself finished the season on 11 league goals from 23 appearances and 12 goals from 24 games. So nothing wrong with him in terms of goal scoring. I think maybe these wide areas we do need to up the game, and maybe Hadjam and Bondo is 2.5 stars now. I'm not too sure whether he's not developing very well. He's only 20 years old, so I'd have thought he would have continued to get better, but doesn't really seem at the moment to be flourishing. But we're not going to lose the faith at all. So then back to the competitions tab once again, finishing third in Liga 1, Champions League football for the first time in tomorrow's episode, or you'll find out who we're going to be playing in tomorrow's episode. Everything is on the up. Paris FC are firmly out of the shadows of Paris Saint-Germain. Tomorrow we continue the journey. But if you're at this point of the video, you're still listening to me, you've enjoyed today's episode, please don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button. It helps the channel so much. It helps me get these videos out to so many more people, and I appreciate every single person that takes their time to interact with the channel. But for this one, I'm going to wrap it there. Please don't forget to check out another video on the channel. We've got a bit of something for everybody, and I will see you soon.